Hello everyone. Today I welcome each and every students on Gradeup Grade channel on YouTube. So first of all, how are you? How you all are doing? So as you know, the notification is out from the IIT Bombay side, and they have included this MSQ session. So that is a multiple select question. Earlier it was only multiple choice question and numerical answer type. Now they have given that multiple select question. Hello Divyansh. Good evening. Hi Sai. Good evening. Welcome on Gradeup YouTube channel for GATE. Yes, Ritesh, good evening. So earlier, as you know, that they have given that in notification they have mentioned that multiple select questions will be there. So please be clear about these things that MSQ is not the only thing which will be there in the GATE. MCQ, MSQ, and NAT, all the three type of the questions will be there. Yes, Aditya, good evening. Varsha, good evening. And for this is a new type of question they're asking, so for that reason we have started this series, and so that the students will feel comfortable while they will be appearing for the GATE exam, and they will be more aware about how to solve or what kind of questions they may ask. So obviously this may help you a lot. So let's start. And whoever has joined in YouTube channel, please don't forget to subscribe and like. That will be and press the bell button. So myself, MD Alauddin Ansari, and I have experience of 8+ years, and I have completed my masters from IIT Bangalore, and I am an ex-science master faculty. My area of expertise are strength of material, structures, railway, airport, surveying, soil mechanics. And as you know, just yesterday they launched Gradeup Super, which will provide you the unlimited access. If you will enroll in the Gradeup Super, you will get unlimited access to any structured live courses or any mock test. So please download and go to the Gradeup app, or go to Gradeup channel, or Gradeup in laptop or computer, whatever the tab you have. You go it and download the app and know more about it. And as GATE is coming, so there is a rank up GATE for civil engineering is going to be start, and all the experienced faculties are taking the class. So it's a kind of fast track revision course. So those who want to cover a fast track revision for GATE, it is one of the best course. They can go ahead with it. So including Abhinav sir, myself, and Anirudh sir, Tilak sir, and Joshi sir, all of we will be taking classes in this batch, where we will be covering more than 350+ hours of live classes and more than 3200+ practice questions and study notes, full length mock test and daily test. So this is really good. Those who are preparing for the examination, and for any other query, you can go with this contact number. You can just note it down, the contact number, and you can ask any of your doubt, whatever you have. And as you know, there is a SSC ahead, and assistant engineering exam for UPPSC, that is Uttar Pradesh Public Service Commission. So for that, those who are preparing, this is the best time. You should go ahead for the mock test, and it is their mega mock challenge for civil engineering in Gradeup. So on August 8 you have SSC, August 15 you have UPPSC AE, then once again August 22nd you have UPPSC AE, then August 29 you have SSC mock test. So go and sit for the exam, so that you will understand, you will come to know where you're standing, how you are preparing, how much you need to prepare. So first question for the MSQ question, surveying, I have taken. So this, as I told you, already mentioned that in this course I will be teaching you how to and what kind of questions they will be asking in multiple select question for the GATE. So just see this question, the first one. The objective of survey is to prepare or determine, and write down in a comment box and tell me which of these options are correct. So in a MSQ, as I told you, this is a multiple select question. So first of all, you should not get confused with it, isn't it? Multiple select question. Multiple select question. So in a multiple select question, what will happen? either one will, like earlier in MCQ there were only one correct answer out of the 4. You are having only one correct answer, but here maybe 1 is also correct, maybe 2 is also correct, maybe 3 is also correct, maybe fourth one is also option is also correct. So you please be aware that whenever you are getting a multiple select question, now your work becomes more. It means what? Earlier what happens, like for some question in MCQ, if you are selecting first question or first answer, suppose I will select first answer, then I will not take care of the other answers, right? So I can save my time in MCQ. But if you are sitting and writing an exam for MSQ, that is multiple select question, what will happen? If you will answer option A, still you will not get confirmed. You need to check all the 4 options, and while you will be checking all the 4 options, it will be time taking process. If you are not good enough in that particular topic, it will be difficult for you. So what I feel, though they have removed few of the syllabus, a few of the topic from the syllabus, as but they have increased the depth of the exam. As you can see that the depth of the exam means what? You cannot just escape with one answer here. In MSQ you need to check all the 4 options. Okay, so I got an answer for AD, ACD, AD and ABD all. So the objective of survey is to prepare, determine, plan or map position of points on vertical plane, position of point on horizontal plane, the relative position of the points. All are correct here. All are right. Yes, Divyansh, you are right. Here all are correct. Yes, Gopika, A, C, D, Y, B is not correct. B is also right. Varsa, B and C, why not? Why not B and C? In vertical plane, in a vertical plane you do leveling, right? You do leveling, Gopika. So the here vertical plane, and in horizontal plane you do all compass surveying and everything. So obviously why not B and C? Those who are not writing B and C, why not B and C? So check each and every one. Check all the options here, isn't it? So B and C also will be there, because in surveying what you do is, lot of students has already given option A and option D, I can see in a comment box, but they are not giving the option for the B and C. Why? Position of points on vertical plane. Obviously if you are doing a leveling, that is the position of points on the vertical plane. Position of points on horizontal plane, what do you do in compass surveying? What do you do in third light? So you can do with the third light, you can do both, isn't it? So here the answer will be all. So all are correct. Now see, though I have this type of questions, although I am teaching you, but here though I have given all the answers correct, but you need to be very careful while this kind of questions are coming, because you need to check each and every option very carefully. So there is a chance that if you do not have sufficient knowledge about that particular topic, you may get wrong. Okay, just come to the another problem. Which of the following is true for the Bordich rule? Which of the following is true for Bordich rule? Just write down in a comment box and tell me which one or which of these are or is true for the Bordich rule. As you know, this Bordich rule, where you are applying. If you have studied, you know better than me, isn't it? So just write down in a comment box and tell me which option will be correct. Which option will be correct? Yeah, previous question Prakash was right, all. Then what else? Aman was not correct. Aman was only A, B, D and C. Just for this second number question, can you just read out which of the following true for a Bordich rule? Used to adjust the traverse. Is it right? Is it correct? Then angle and distance are measured with the equal precision. Is it right? Affects all lines and angles in the traverse. While you will adjust through the Bordich rule, what will happen? Will it affect all the lines and angles? Then error in traverse, A, B and C. Divyansh is telling A, B and C. Error in traverse is actually, it's not in, it's is. Please forgive me. Is adjusted proportion to the distance of that station from the starting point. From the starting station. Divyansh, why not D? What about D? Kritan, what about C? Why not C? And Sai, why not B? this is true for Bordich rule, that angle and distances are measured with the equal precision. This is true for the Bordich rule. Then obviously this is used to adjust the traverse. As you know, while you are traversing, what will happen? After traversing, maybe if you have a pentagon or hexagon, whatever you have, from the starting point, it will not get closed. If you have a closed loop traverse, the last point may not reach to the starting point, and you will end up something like that. Instead of like this, you will end somewhere here. So you will get a gap here. So that gap is nothing but error, isn't it? So that error, whatever the error you are getting in a traversing, can be adjusted through, as you know, maybe how many methods you have. That arbitrary method, then what we have, that is Bordich rule, then transit rule, then graphical, and what else? That's all. So here you can see very clearly all. Okay, yes, Prakash, you are right. Aman, you are also right. Aditya, you are also right. So these are the methods, whereas Bordich is more famous, right? Isn't it? So Bordich is we are utilizing to adjust the error which is coming in traversing, isn't it? Now this error we are adjusting through the Bordich rule, and so used to adjust the traverse. That's true. And this is really true. Angle and distances are measured with the equal precision. Affect all lines and angles in the traverse. While you will adjust through the Bordich rule, the angles and the length of the line all will be adjusted. Did you know that? Because if you'll see the total error, okay, just a minute. If you'll see here, the total error in latitude, multiplied by length of line, let me write down only length of that particular line, and then perimeter. Now this is what this, if you'll do that, you will get error in latitude. Now for a particular line, you have a latitude as well as longitude, isn't it? So latitude and longitude, the total error whatever you are getting, the total error in the latitude and longitude. So total error in latitude, if you will multiply with the proportion of the particular length of that particular line, length L is the length of that line by perimeter, you will get the error what you need to adjust. You will get the error in a latitude which one you need to adjust, isn't it? So now here if you'll see with this formula, I will just write down clearly. Error in latitude is total error in latitude into length of that line divided by perimeter of the traverse. Now can you see here, if you are doing this, obviously the latitude and departure correction, if you do, the length and the angle will be affected here in Bordich rule. And the last one, I have seen a lot of people were not telling, they were confused that error in traverse is adjusted proportion to the distance of that station from the starting station. Now you can see here, while you are doing this total error in latitude, whatever the total error you have, how you are distributing it. Now this total error in the latitude, suppose this is for line 1. So total error in the latitude is distributed or adjusted proportion to the distance of that particular line, because the perimeter is now constant. Perimeter or whatever you will calculate for the traverse is constant. So length of the line will vary. Total error in the latitude also will be constant. So only the length will vary. So now this is constant. This is also constant. So whatever the adjustment you are calculating will be definitely proportional to the length of the line. Did you get that? And what is the length of the line? That is, of course, it's telling that the station from the starting station. Fine. So in both way you can understand this. In fact, they can ask more than that. Error with respect to the length of that line compared to the whole perimeter. Yes. Yes, Divyansh, you are right. Did you get that? Now coming to the next problem. Which of the following is are true to 1 acre? Which of which of the following is are true or equal to 1 acre? 1 acre. Can you write down in a comment box and tell me which one is true here? Which one is true? Although it look like, if you can remember, then only you can solve, otherwise it will be difficult for you, because few things you need to remember always if you want to solve this kind of problem. Like what? The 1 acre is equal to 40 gunthas. That is true. 1 acre is equal to 40 gunthas. Then if you see 1 acre is equal to 10 into Gunter's chain. That Gunter's chain whole square. And what is one Gunter chain? What is the length of one Gunter's chain? One Gunter's chain, you have a metric chain, you have a different chain. So one surveys. Now one Gunter's chain is equal to 66 feet, isn't it? 66 feet. So these three informations you need to remember, then only you will be able to answer this question. And still you need one more information regarding that, which is one square yard. 1 square yard is equal to 9 square feet. 1 square yard equal to 9 square feet. So these things, I think if you can remember, then only you can answer this particular question. But can you see that if it is a multiple select question, you need to calculate for each and every one. For this 43560 square feet, you need to calculate it, isn't it? From this relation, if you start 1 acre is equal to 10 into, if you see here, Gunter's chain, what is the length of the Gunter's chain? I have already written here, that is 66 feet. So 66 feet, if you will put it here, you will get 43560 square feet. Now first one is correct. And the second relation, first one I already have written here, that second one, 40 gunthas. 1 acre equal to 40 gunthas. Then what about this 10 square Gunter's chain? Yes, you are right, Divansh, that 1 acre will be 4840 yard, isn't it? So this 1 acre is equal to 10, that is square of the Gunter's chain. 10 square of the Gunter's chain, that is also true. Then if you calculate for this yard, already you have 1 acre equals to 4350. Here this is 43560 square feet, and 1 square feet, if you see from here, 1 square feet is equal to 1 by 9 of the square yard. So 43650 square feet will become how many yards? So 1 acre, if you just convert this square feet into acre into square yard, you need to divide it. You need to divide by 9, and you will end up with 4840, I think, square yard. So this is not correct. This is not correct. So just see here, to get the answer, to get the marks from this multiple select question, you need to check for each and every option. That is very tedious sometimes, isn't it? It is a time-taking job. Did you get that? So here the answer is true for only one. Just a second, I'll write it down. Only 1, 2 and 3 are true, and the fourth one actually they have given as 4850 square yard, which is not correct. 4840 square yard is correct. Okay, let's move to the next question. And now can you just answer this? Reciprocal leveling eliminates the effect of. Reciprocal leveling eliminates the effect of. Reciprocal leveling eliminates the effect of. Which one will be true? Can you write down in a comment box? Reciprocal leveling eliminates the effect of. I just want to see here. Yes, Aman, you were right for the previous problem, ABC. Now what about this? Sai, you were not correct for the last problem. For this problem, Twinkle, can you just answer? Suhail. Sahil, can you answer this? Write down in a comment box. I will be taking your all the comments and I will see how many of you are answering it. This is also a multiple select question. Reciprocal leveling eliminates the effect of D is wrong. Okay, Divyansh is telling D is wrong. Let me check. What about others? Which one is wrong or which one is correct? Reciprocal leveling eliminates the effect of. Okay, now you are changing the answer. Yes, C is wrong. Vijay is telling A and B, and Divyansh is telling A, B, D. Then Varsha is telling A, B, and C. Varsha is telling A, B, and C. What about others? See, reciprocal leveling, as you have gone through, what actually you are doing in a reciprocal leveling, you will be able to answer it only once if you know. Here, you have suppose some point you are keeping a staff at this location, right? And at some another point you are keeping a staff at this location. And why you are doing reciprocal leveling? Maybe you have at some location you have a rebar, or maybe some gap where you cannot do some surveying and you cannot keep your staff. So for that kind of surveying or leveling, you need to do some reciprocal leveling. And what exactly you are doing in reciprocal leveling? You are keeping your instrument at this location. So you are keeping an instrument at this location, and if the instrument is very near to that, what will happen? If the instrument is very near to that, suppose you have a dumpy level at this location once, and if you are keeping it here, and you know already there is a error due to curvature and refraction. Curvature plus refraction, and the curvature, and due to curvature and refraction problem, you cannot see exactly a level line. You will not be able to see exactly a level line. So instead of that, your line will be somewhere else. And including that, you have heard about the error due to line of collimation. That is, if you have this kind of, maybe you have this telescope. Now, suppose you have a crosshair position at this location. Just I am putting an arrow mark so that you will understand. Now this is, just a second. Now suppose you have a telescope at this location. Those who don't know that line of collimation, you have this point where the cross here, if you see from the front, you have that cross here, and you have a cross position here. Now here you have an eyepiece. Now if you're seeing through the eyepiece, this must be horizontal. If once you have your level tube is horizontal, at the same time if you are seeing through the eyepiece, this line must be horizontal, that is leveled. But if you have already leveled your adjusted your level tube, and you are thinking that your telescope is horizontal, but still there may be some kind of slight error. What kind of error you can get? There is a diaphragm which is attached in front of that. The diaphragm may have some trouble, and instead of this cross position here, it may be at this location. So your line of sight, instead of that, will be like this. Although you have leveled your level tube, your sensitive bubble tube, but still you are, instead of looking at this position, you are looking at this situation, at this position. So obviously whatever the readings you will be taking over the staff will be wrong. So that is line of collimation error. So curvature error plus refraction and line of collimation error, these are the three errors. Now can you tell me, all the three errors, instead of looking at this location, I assume that okay, I am instead of looking at that location. Just a second, I will just mark it from another color. Those who have not answered will be able to understand. Instead of looking at this location, I am telling that okay, due to all the error, I can see this location. But as per the reciprocal leveling method, once you are keeping your instrument at this location, and at other situation you are keeping your instrument at this location. So now this one is near, so there will be no error, and this one is far. Now as you can see, the distance between the two instrument station is same. You are not changing that. Here if you will look, the error whatever you will get, the error whatever you will get it here will be same, isn't it? So if you'll see it from the both side, and if you take the average of that, obviously you are going to eliminate that error due to curvature, refraction and collimation. But this mistake in taking leveling staff reading, I cannot guarantee it. Why I cannot guarantee? Because suppose now if you are at A location, you have taken the staff reading at A is very correctly, no problem. But staff reading B was not correct and you have taken some B dash instead of that. But while you are going to the station B, you are taking both the reading rights. So you will not be able to adjust it through the reciprocal leveling. If you are doing a mistake while taking the staff reading, obviously I cannot guarantee which of the four you will get a 4 reading, isn't it? While you are doing the reciprocal leveling, you will get a 4 reading. Out of 4 reading, maybe one is correct and all the 3 are wrong, or maybe one is 2 is correct, 2 readings are correct and 2 are wrong. So no one can guarantee. That is why this C you cannot guarantee that it will be eliminated. So only in reciprocal leveling, please remember, you can eliminate the error due to curvature, atmospheric refraction and collimation. Why? Because of the method, the way you are using it. That is the beauty of the reciprocal leveling. Now coming to the other problem here. While leveling work carried on a falling gradient, following successive readings were taken. Yes, Omkar, you were right. A, B, C were correct. Now can you tell me about this this problem? Can you answer this? Which of the A, B, C, D, E's or are correct? While leveling were carried on a falling gradient, following successive readings were taken. Following successive readings were taken. Can you just write down in a comment box so that I will understand how many of you are answering good? This is just for your understanding that you will get this kind of options. Maybe one is correct, maybe second is correct, third is correct, or all the 4 may be correct. You need to choose very carefully. Write down in a comment box and please tell me, is my voice is clear to all of you? Please let me know which out of this A, B, C, D, which of these options are correct. So you have this staff station, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. Now staff reading 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 readings you have taken. Now you need to understand first line. While you are doing this kind of problem carried out on a falling gradient, the first terminology is falling gradient. Aman, Divyans is telling B is correct. Okay, let me check. I will just explain. Now first thing you need to understand that you are on a falling gradient. Please note down this point. And another one is that successive readings. Why successive readings? Means I am not writing the readings in such a way that I am not mixing it, isn't it? So the successive readings were taken means what? From first to last, the readings are in a success. So how you need to proceed? As the question is telling that there is a falling gradient, obviously you must go for the falling gradient. Now the staff you need to keep. Now suppose the first reading, this is the first reading, as you can see here, the first reading, that is 1.6. obviously this 1.6 will be here somewhere here, isn't it? So just a second. So first reading is very obvious, isn't it? First reading will be backside. So here, suppose somewhere here you have your instrument, somewhere here you have your instrument. So first reading is this one, which is 1.6, and the next reading you have, which is 2. Now if you are in a falling gradient, obviously you will go for the falling gradient. if you are in a falling gradient, obviously if the previous, whatever the reading you have taken, the next reading will be more than the previous reading. If you are not shifting your instrument station, if you are not shifting your dumpy level, your next reading will be always larger than the previous reading while you are leveling in a falling gradient. Now, the next reading, if you will observe, this 2 is on this one. So this is the second reading. What about the third one? If you will not change your dumpy level, if you will not change your instrumentation here, what will happen? Suppose if I will take the same one, the whole reading for the third one will be more than 2. But here, can you see that it is 0.5? It is very less. What does it mean? It means that you have changed your instrument station, and that is why you are getting the less reading at this location. So now this is a change point here. This third one is the change point. So what will happen? How you will name all these things? Did you see that? So this is 0.5, and the another reading you have, that is 1.1 here. 1.1. Now if you see the another reading, that is 1.8, which is increasing. So if you are going in a downfall gradient, obviously if you are not changing your dumpy level situation, what you will get, the reading, next reading always larger than the previous reading, isn't it? The next reading always will be larger than the previous reading. Now here this 1.8 is larger than 1.1, isn't it? So here I can tell that we are not going to change the dumpy level position. So this reading we have taken here 1.8. Did you get that? Okay, now after 1.8 the reading is 0.7, which is obviously, if you are at 0.7, what does it mean? It means that you are once again changing your dumpy level station. Now this is 0.7. So at 0.7 here, after that you are taking one more reading, that is 1.4, that is the last reading, and the last reading will be foresight. So this is 1.4. Now you check it. Here 1.6 is backside. Agree or not? This 2, whatever you are taking, as you are changing the station, this 2 will be foresight. What about 0.5? This will be backside, isn't it? Here this reading, that is 1.1, will be intermediate side. I'll just write down. Is it visible for all of you? Can just please tell me, whatever I am writing down, is it visible for all of you? Now this 1.1 is intermediate side. Yes, Divyansh, you are right. Then what about this 1.8? 1.8 once again will be what? See, as this is the last reading, always the last reading is foresight, and the first reading, that if now this 1.8, this is the last reading. If you have a benchmark at this location, with the help of that you will be able to get the RL of this staff station, and once you will get the RL of this location, obviously if you are taking the reading on that, will be call it as backside, isn't it? Now this is a backside, and the last reading will be foresight. Now if you are able to understand the problem, you are able to write down the problem completely. Now it is very easy for you to answer. You will not get confused. Now after looking at this diagram, can you tell me? After looking at this diagram, can you please tell me? Those who were not able to correct it after looking at this diagram, please tell me which one is correct. Please tell me which one is correct. So reading taken on 5 staff station, that is 5, 1.8. Oh sorry, reading taken on 5 staff station. Okay, these were the readings, staff readings 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 staff readings were there. But to take the 7 staff readings, how many staff stations you have? Just can you count? Can you write it down here? If I will write it down here, this is first, this is first, This is second staff station. This is third. This is fourth. Is it visible? This is fifth. So 5 staff stations you have. So option A is correct. Can you see that? Option A is correct. You have 5 staff. Then readings at 1, 3 and 6 are backside. Reading at 1 is backside. 3 is what? Reading at 3 is 0.5. So 0.5, where is that 0.5? Okay, that 0.5 is here. 0.5 is here. Okay, that is also backside. And reading at 6, that is 6. 6 is 0.7. Where is 0.7? 0.7 is here. If you see, that is also backside. Obviously, the option B is also correct. Option B is also correct. Yes, Varsha, you are right. Now, what they are telling, reading at third is intermediate side. So that 0.5, they are telling this is intermediate side. No, already reading at third I have taken. So C is wrong. C is wrong. Reading at 2, 4 and 5 are 4 side. Okay, reading at 2 is 2. That is, where is 2? Where is 2? That, okay. Now this 2 is here. This is 4 side. Obviously this is 4 side. 1 correct. Reading at 4. Reading at 4, if you see, that is 1.1. Reading at 4, just see here, 1.1. Reading at 4 is 1.1. So 1.1 is here. That is intermediate side. So it is not correct. It is not correct. Now you can say that this is wrong. So you have only 2 correct options here, that is A and B. You have only 2 options, that is A and B, that's all. Any doubt, please let me know. If you have any doubt, please let me know. Two, 5, 7 is 4 side. Yes, 2, that is 2.2, and yes, this is 4 side. Then 1.8 with 5. Yes, 5 is 4 side. You are right. You are right. Vijay, you are absolutely right. That 5, then 7 you are telling, right? 1.4. Yes, yeah, this is also right. 1.4. So these 3 are the 4 side readings here. Okay. So move to the next problem. You can see here the 2 straight line intersect at a chain edge 800 and at angle of deflection is 60 degree. So, and the radius they have given as a 500 meter. So now they are asking about tangent length and length of the curve, chain edge of the point of curvature, degree of curve. So here, once again, a tedious job. You need to calculate all the 4 options, isn't it? Maybe I hope this will be for 2 marks if they are asking. Azal, which option D for the last problem? For the last problem, option D. Azal, just you can see here, option D, you can see the readings at 2 and 4 and 5. Now, what is the reading at 2, 4, 5? 2 is 2, 4 is 1.1 and 5 is 1.8. Now 1.1 already, if you see this 1.1 while I was explaining, this is a intermediate side. This is intermediate side, isn't it? This 1.1 is intermediate side. So that is why this is not correct. Did you get that? Now just solve this problem and tell me which answer will be correct one. The 2 straight line intersect at a chain edge of 800 and the angle of deflection is 60 degree, radius is 500 meter. Now just can you tell me what is the length of the curve? What is the length of the curve? Length of curve? If you go to the curve chapter, at least simple circular curve, you must go and just read out pi r delta by 180. Where delta is the deflection angle. So what will be the length of the curve? Just calculate. I have a calculator also here. Calculate what is the pi, then r they have given 500 and delta they have given 60 degree divided by 180, and I think you will get around 523.6 meter. So the calculation I have already done. Here this one is 523.6. Now what about, okay, is it visible for all of you? 523.6. Now what about the tangent length? Write down here. Here I'll write down. Okay. Tangent length. Tangent length, is it visible? R tan delta by 2. For simple circular curve, very important, whenever you are studying, you need to understand few things here. That is, in a simple circular curve, you have 2 points here. One is that point of curvature and the another one is point of tangent. And if you will extend these two, obviously, okay, I think I have given it somewhere else. Just a second. This is point of tangent, this is point of curvature, and here this angle is angle of deflection, isn't it? So you need to understand this terminology is very important, and this length is known as the tangent length. This length is known as the tangent length. So here we are calculating the tangent length, which is r tan delta by 2. R already they have given, that is 500 into tan delta is 60 degree by 2. If you will calculate, you will get 288.68 meter. Yes, you are right, Raghavendra. Yes, you are there in my app class also. So Aman 523.6, you are right. So here tangent length we have calculated, these two options are correct. Now we need to check the third one, that is change of the point of the curvature. Please listen, whenever you are solving a simple circular curve, the change of the intersection point will be generally given, and the change of the intersection point here they have given, it is 800. Now whenever the change of the, you need to know the change of the intersection position, and from there you need to subtract the tangent length to get the change of the point of curvature. To get the change of the point of curvature, just get the change of the point of intersection. This point is point of intersection. If you want me to write down with another color, I will write it down, no problem. This is here, this is point of intersection, and this is delta, that is deflection angle. So you need to subtract the tangent length, and then you will get the point of curvature change. And here if someone will ask what is the change of the point of tangent, that is 0.2, then subtract the tangent length, get the change of the point of curvature, then add the length of the curve, and you will get the change of the point of tangent. Did you get that? Always remember, because this type of question they may ask. That's what I'm feeling. So here, if you will calculate, if you write it down, what is that? Change of point of curvature, that is PC. I will not write the complete. Change of point of curvature is the change of the intersection point, which is 800 meter. Just you subtract tangent length, that is 288.68, and you will get something around 511.32 meter. This is the change of the point of curvature. Now if someone will ask what is the change of the point of tangent, add length of the curve in this 511.32, and you will get the change of the point of tangent. Now what about the option 4? What about the option 4? Degree of the curve. So to get the degree of the curve, what is the degree of the curve? What is the degree of the curve? That is angle subtended. See, if you degree of the curve, what is that? Angle subtended. Suppose this curve has some radius, isn't it? This curve has some radius, and due to that radius, it will intersect at some central position. If you put some chord, specific chord at this location, specific chord. Now my question is, what is the specific chord length? So always remember, for highway they are using generally 30 meter chord, and for railway they are using 30.5 meter chord. So whatever the angle 30 meter chord will subtend at the center, will be call it as degree. And for degree, you can always remember, is it visible for all of you? Please let me know if you have any trouble. So degree is 1720 by r for highway. Why? Because here I have considered 30-meter chord length, and degree for railway will be 1750 by R. Here I have taken 30.5 meter, but now we do not need to use that railway one. So if you will just calculate D equal to 1720 divided by R, you will get 3.44, which is correct one. You will get 3.44. So here all the options are correct. Here all the options are correct. Did you get that? Again explain option C, sir. Okay, option C, change of point of curvature. See, whenever the change means what? Okay, in terms of you can think either in meter or either in 100 meter chain you have, right? In terms of number of links you can provide, maybe 1000 links. That is the corresponding point distance from the some reference point or some datum point, isn't it? Now the change whenever will be asked in simple circular curve, generally the change of the point of intersection must be find it out, or maybe it will be given, and from point of intersections change subtract the tangent length and you will get the change of point of curvature. Now this is what you are going from this direction to this direction. Suppose you take in that way. Now you will get a point of curvature's change. Change means you have some reference here. From that reference, what is the length of that point of curvature? That's all, nothing else. Now if someone will ask what is the change of the point of the tangent, you need to add the length of the curve in change of the point of curvature to get the change of the point of tangent. Did you get that? Okay, so let's move to the another problem here, which is from theodolite. Okay, this is very simple problem. I think you can answer it in a very short time period. Just can you tell me what is the answer for that? Which of the following statement is true? Which of the following statement are true on theodolite? So theodolite, as you have seen, plunging, these are the words you must always remember. Plunging, if you have a theodolite here, you can remember. See, this is not the correct diagram, just for your understanding I'm just drawing it. So you can see you have a theodolite at this location, isn't it? You have theodolite at this location. If you'll see from the other side, you can say that okay, you have a theodolite like this. The telescope, now this is vertical telescope, this telescope is in horizontal position, and you have a horizontal axis at this location. So this theodolite, if you are able to rotate the theodolite about a horizontal axis that is in the vertical plane, if you are able to rotate the telescope about horizontal axis that is about this axis in the vertical plane, that is this is the plane. Did you get that? If you are able to rotate it, then you are calling that as a plunging, isn't it? So it means the option A is correct. Obviously the option A is correct. Divyansh is telling option C is wrong. Revolving the telescope in horizontal plane is called traversing. Revolving the telescope in horizontal plane is called traversing. This is also right. Raghavendra, you are right, I think. But let me check one by one. If vertical circle is on right side of the observer, it is called face right. Yes, this is also true. So A is correct, B is correct, A is correct, B is correct, and what about C? What about C? Divyansh, why not C? C is also correct. C is also correct. So revolving the telescope in horizontal plane is called traversing. Now what about D? The spire test is for adjustment of the horizontal axis. So spire test, if you see, as I told you, this, if you will adjust your bubble tube and everything, then you have your telescope at this location. Sorry. You have a telescope at this location and this is your horizontal axis. So I'm just drawing, just a second, I need, this is your telescope here at this location. Now instead of see, suppose here, right here, suppose your telescope is truly in a horizontal axis. If your telescope The horizontal axis is truly horizontal, while after leveling and every adjustment, if the horizontal axis is really truly horizontal, what will happen? If you'll rotate this telescope in a vertical plane about a horizontal axis, that is this one is the horizontal axis. If you rotate, what you'll get? You will get a plate. You will get a plate if you rotate it. So now suppose your horizontal axis is not truly horizontal, what will happen? Instead of this, your telescope will be like this. Now if you are looking, what will happen? Instead of rotating in a vertical plane, it will rotate inclined. Now what will happen? That spire test, if you have seen what we are doing, you will go in a ground, then you are setting your theodolite, and from that theodolite you are looking at this position, then from this position you are looking at this, then you are what? From right face you are doing you are drawing a line here, then from right face side you are taking a reading at this location. At the same time, now you are changing to the left face, and from the left face once again you are adjusting it here and coming to the down position. If you have a problem in horizontal axis, you will get this gap, otherwise you will not get this gap. So those who have not studied, please go, just I have revised it. I don't know how many of you know about the spire test, but obviously this spire test is for adjustment of the horizontal axis. Now coming to the next problem, which of the following method are used for setting out the curve? Which of the following method is used for setting out the curve? That is tape and theodolite method. Obviously this is the method which we are using. Two theodolite method. Yes, this is the angular method. Completely. Here no one is using tape, or the length is not used. And one more thing, that tape and theodolite method is also known as Rankine's method. Rankine's method. Or sometimes they are calling it as that deflection angle method also, or tangential angle method also. This tachymetry method. What about this tachymetry method? Tachymetry method is also there for the setting of the curve. What about the plane table method? Plane table is wrong. Plunging. Oh, Raghavendra, plunging is like, now you can imagine you have a shaft here, the horizontal one, and this shaft is like this. If you'll see, suppose you have then base here, then you have a telescope at this location. I think I would have taken some diagram actually. So telescope is rotating, it's rotating about this horizontal axis. If you see from this side, what you will see, you have this horizontal axis as a point, and your telescope is rotating about this telescope. At some time it will be at this location, at this location. So if you are rotating your telescope in a vertical plane, is call it as plunging. If you are rotating your telescope in a vertical plane, that is called, we are calling it as plunging. Okay, what about this problem? Here no one is using plane table method for setting of the curve. So for the setting out of the curve, tape and theodolite method, two theodolite method, tachymetry, and then total station is used. So those who have not studied, please go and just study this part. So plane table method we are not using. This is very simple. Coming to the next problem, which is from airport. This airport you would have seen maybe this year 2020 only, there were one question from airport. So the 2 marks questions may come. Although this airport and railway, I will urge all of you to study carefully. Why? Because in railway you need to study only one chapter, and in airport also you need to study one chapter. So if you'll compare from others, like it's a free marks, like no, you do not need to study much. One chapter means only 10 page here and some 4 pages or 5 pages in here. That's all. 2 pages in airport. That's all you'll be able to get either 1 or 2 marks from railway and airport. So which of the following cases considered for the calculation of the basic runway length? So for the calculation of the basic runway length, please remember you have two things. One is basic runway length and the another one is correction to the basic runway length. Correction to basic runway length. While calculating the basic runway length, we have some assumptions. In that assumption, if you see, what we have assumed that okay, the runway is at sea level. Runway is at sea level means what? There is no altitude. Generally, we are taking the MSL as our datum, isn't it? So it is at the MSL, at the sea level, at sea level. So obviously, these assumptions we have considered. Then after considering the assumptions at sea level and at some standard temperature which is at 15 degrees centigrade, then there is no gradient. So these are the assumptions. After this assumption, you need to calculate the basic runway length. Did you get that? These assumptions are there. With the help of these assumptions, basic runway length will be calculated. Now, while calculating the basic runway length, ICAO is telling that you may consider only 3 cases. Only 3 cases. Please remember, very can you see it? Only 3 cases. If anyone comes and he will tell or she will tell that you have a 4th case, please don't agree with it. Only 3 cases are there. That is the normal landing case, normal takeoff case, and engine failure case. Other than that, whatever the people will write, please don't look at that. In engine failure case, I agree that you have 2 different types, but still you have only 3. These are the only 3 cases which you need to consider while calculating the basic runway length based on these assumptions. Now, while you will calculate with the assumption, you will be able to calculate the basic runway length based on these 3 cases. And these assumptions, you need to apply the correction. Once again, that ICAO is telling you need to apply the correction only for elevation, then for temperature, then adding these two, check for less than 35%, and then you do it for the gradient. So you need to do 3 corrections only, that is elevation, temperature, and gradient correction, and there is one small check in between that has been recommended by ICAO. And ICAO is what? International Civil Aviation Organization, and who is regulating every documents related to airport everywhere in the world. So no one can go beyond ICAO. Did you get that? So ICAO manual or ICAO document is the last document for any of the airport. So here, this aircraft crash case, obviously we are not going to consider it. Only 3 A, B, C are correct. Now going to the another problem, if you see which of the following assumptions assumed for the calculation of basic runway length. As I told you, assumptions assumed. See, this way they will, if you have already understood the concepts, you will be able to do that. Calculation of the basic runway length. What are the assumptions? Airport altitude is at sea level, as I told you in the previous slide. Then standard temperature is 15 degrees centigrade. Runway is leveled. Yes, there is no gradient in the runway. That is one. We are telling runway is leveled, and also no wind is blowing on the runway. These are the assumptions. Please remember there are other assumptions also, but including all the assumptions, ICAO is not telling you to go for correction for each and every assumption. ICAO is telling only do the correction for this sea level, then temperature, and this gradient. This runway is leveled, isn't it? And that too in a gradient. If I will tell you in a gradient, they are going to tell about in DGCA, that is Directorate General of Civil Aviation in India. They are following FAA rules, where FAA is the Federal Aviation Agency of the America, and what they are telling that instead of the gradient, you use effective gradient. So that effective gradient correction will be used at this if you have any gradient in your runway. So I think that's all for today. I hope you have enjoyed a lot, and please come tomorrow at 4 p.m. I have a class on MSQ, that is on structure and railway. I will be taking a few questions on structure and railway. We will discuss it together and we will just learn at the same time. We'll see how MCQ may come. So learning and seeing the question, the type of MSQ, everything will be helpful for all of you. And before going out of this session, please do a like and share button and press the bell icon that will obviously help all of us. So thank you very much. Please come tomorrow, and there is the AIM ESC paper one for those who are willing to write that prelims for engineering services. They can join, and there is a Vision 2021 batch going on for course ESC Gradeup Super. As I told you, the structured live courses you will get in Gradeup, then full syllabus coverage will be there. All the doubts, whatever you have, will be resolved. Expert faculties and perform. And major part is that Gradeup Super, you will get unlimited access to all for all the live courses as well as all the mock tests. So please do and take. And in a here you can subscribe and download the Gradeup app. Go and download the Gradeup app. It will be helpful for you. Thank you everyone. That's all. Bye.